What's happening, everybody? It's your man, damednydc. Two mics up. We back live from the DMV. You know how we do each and every Monday night. Tonight's guest joining me on the mic. She's actually originally from the DMV area, as I understand. She was born here in Alexandria, Virginia. So while I'm talking, y'all can go ahead and clap because I'm going to go ahead and bring tonight's guest to the stage, the amazing actress, producer, Aasha Davis. Aasha, thank you so much for taking time out to sit here and rock with me tonight. How you doing today?
I'm blessed. I'm feeling great. I'm just excited to, chat with my DMV people. That's my city, my home, and I'm excited to be here.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's the energy that I'm talking about. That smile is infectious. I love it. So, Aasha, a lot of times before we get started, right? And really dive in to, your body of work and who you are and how you got started. A lot of times I like to play a little question and question game, just to get to know, we want to get to know Aasha just a little bit better, right? And these are some off the wall questions sometimes, but I don't know why we come up with these random questions, but we like to do this because life is random, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely. The first question we're going to ask for Aasha tonight is she a chicken or beef lover? It's summertime. We got the cookouts and everything going on. But when Aasha's sitting out at the barbecue, what is Aasha? What's the first thing you going for? Chicken or beef?
Chicken, for sure.
Look, ain't nothing like a good piece of chicken off the grill. Like, keep it real. Now, are you white? Right. Are you white meat or dark meat?
Oh, white meat. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, when it comes to chicken, I definitely like the white meat. I just got back into eating meat. I was actually vegan for a couple of years and then vegetarian, and I just started eating meat again probably in the last 5 years or so.
So now I gotta ask though, what was that journey like? Was it health reasons? Was it just you just wanted to make a change? You didn't feel right? What was the reason behind those choices in making that journey?
The original choice of vegan was definitely in health kind of choice, and I had my son on a vegan diet. And I do just love vegetables. I don't know. If I had, my ultimate choice, I would eat veggies and rice and pasta and pizza, like that type of stuff. But I'll have meat if I'm at a cookout or I'm going out. And the reason that started was when my son was about 6 years old, we started getting him into baseball, and we went to the baseball park, and they were giving away burgers because it was the end of the day, and they're like, "Oh, we got free burgers," and my son just looks at me like, "Can I have one?" And I was like, "Sure." And then
all the rules went out the window.
We've been eating meat ever since that day.
Wow. See, I tell you, kids do it to you every time. Break the rules. They'll get you to break a rule in a heartbeat. But you gotta love them, right? Absolutely.
I couldn't deny him. I couldn't deny him to at least make that choice for himself. Do I want chicken? Do I not? So
that's awesome. I love it. So speaking of that, right? There's also, snacks. I think, a lot of Americans, we like snacks, right?
Yes.
And, you may be a snack lover too. And I have to ask for you, when it's snack time, are you more of the, sweets type of snacks? Or does Aasha like to go to the more salty side of the snack menu?
Ooh, can I have them both mixed together?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Yeah, of course you can. Definitely sweet and salty mix for sure. And if I have a sweet, I'll want a salty after. And if I have a salty first, I'll want a sweet to cap it off. So.
Yeah. You want to kind of get that balance of both. I'm with you because I'm both. I gotta have both. So then the next one, and I'm just going to ask, when you're relaxing, right, and you're just chilling, are you a music playlist type or are you a podcast type?
Oh, music all day, every day. Music when I get in the shower, music when I'm getting ready, music before I go to sleep, music when I'm
Wow.
cooking. Music, music, music. I love.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I asked that too because a lot of times, so like you had in your background and your upbringing, very diverse, uh, and I mean worldly, I guess if you will, but you spent a lot of time traveling and coming up. So what was it like for you? Like let's dig in a little bit more. Like who is Asha and what was Asha like as a young girl becoming a young woman?
Ooh, did you guys Uh, growing up, I grew up with a single mom
Mhm.
and an older brother and sister. They were like 10 years older than me. So I was the baby of the family. I felt like I had three parents, like my siblings and my mom. My mom worked day and night, so I was a latchkey kid. And then eventually, she didn't really love the idea of me being home alone at like 7 and 8 because my brother and sister, they were like 17, 18. They were going to college. They were out in the streets. It was just me, So I ended
Right.
up going to boarding school at a very young age. Got on my first flight by myself at 7 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in my school uniform. I went to school in Barbados. I went to a all
Oh
girls boarding school for a couple of years. I had 75 sisters from all over the world. We had
wow.
French girls, Dutch girls, New York girls, like just every type of person. And we all grew up together in this. Like, did you guys ever see Facts of Life, or if you think
Yeah.
about 2D? I was like 2D. Like, I was
I
always,
can see it.
I was always roller skating and just like in everyone, like what are the older girls doing? What are they, because
Right.
we had 6-year-old girls there. I always wanted to be like with the older girls, and I was always trying to be mature and like hang out, So
I can
yeah, that
see
was
that.
basically me. I was pretty quiet. I
Mhm.
wasn't like, it's funny. My brother was like, I never knew you were funny until like I started acting. I was like, really? And I think it's because they were so funny, my brother and sister, that I could never get a word in edgewise. Like I was always just like, watching them, admiring their comedy. But yeah, I was pretty quiet. I was a pretty quiet
Hmm.
kid.
Well, that's interesting. And one, I can see you in that 2D image. Look like you were busy into everything and what everybody else was doing. And I get it, being the baby, because I too, I'm the baby. We have a knack for wanting to know what everybody else is doing, right? And so I can see that and I can get it. And I want to ask then, how did you so you say that you're quiet, sound maybe a little bit introverted, if you will, but how did you actually get started then in acting? Like where did that aha moment or that light go off for you? Oh, you see that? Was it accident?
That Yes, it was a complete accident.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, being a latchkey kid, I grew up around a lot of TV, and I knew that I wanted to work in television for sure when I graduated high school. So when I moved out to LA, I worked as like a PA, like a production assistant
Hmm.
on a late night talk show. And the talk show was hosted by Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Oh wow.
And so they would do a lot of skits in
Hmm.
between interviewing celebrities. And one day they asked me, I don't even know why, but they were like, hey, can you do this skit with us? And I said, yeah, sure. So I took off like my headset and my walkie talkie, and I got into hair and makeup, and I did my scene. And when you work on like nighttime talk shows,
Hmm.
they show the feed in everyone's office. So all the producers and writers and all that are watching what's going on. And my boss at the time, she was in the music department. That's where we worked with music. She saw my scene and she was like, wow. She's like, you're a terrible actress. Like, not your thing. And I was like, really? I was like, I had so
Wow.
much fun. She's like, I don't know. I think you should just stick with, production. So I was a little disappointed, but they kept asking me to be in other skits, doing other things, playing all these different roles, playing little kid, playing this and that. And I just threw myself into it because I enjoyed it. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, if I was really that bad, why would they keep asking me to do more and more things?
Right.
And then eventually that ended, the show ended, and I worked in at ABC, like as a development girl, and I was missing. I love the creativity of like creating shows and stuff like that, but I was missing that like acting bug that I got, and so I started taking classes and eventually did a showcase and found my manager and then started to do commercials and then slowly got like my first guest star gig and then just
Wow.
kept building and building. But the original bug was way later in life with that experience working in production, which is crazy. Most people become actors and then they
Active.
become producers. I was a producer first and then got into acting.
Wow.
So
Wow, well, it's a blessing. Love how it happened for you. Things happen the way they're supposed to, right? And I'm happy that it has.
yeah.
And one of the things that I like to ask too, when we have talented guests such as yourself on,
Thanks.
there's always a part. Yeah, really, you are very talented, and there are you through your experiences though, like your acting experiences, like is there one that maybe stands out more to you, maybe than the others, that really maybe resonated with you, maybe where you were in that place and time in life, or it was that was just it, and it just really stood out, and you just, you took it and you ran with it.
I feel so blessed because I have multiple experiences like that because I just feel like I've been able to be a part of some really great projects.
Mm-hmm.
The one, oh man, I don't know if I can pick one of my babies, but
Mm-hmm.
um, Pariah was pretty amazing experience just because there were so many. It took a couple years for it to come together, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. Like I had originally been asked to just kind of try out the role of Bina. I went to pretty much a film camp for Sundance where Dee Reese, the director, had was kind of working on the script, and so I was asked to play Bina, which was like a new character from the short. And I thought that would just be it. Like I would spend a couple of days in Utah and work on this character, and then it ended up a year later we got funding, and so I ended up being able to actually play her in the film, which was so exciting. And then just the connections that I made, the family bonds, just the experience of working in New York City, and it was really just a fabulous, just being able to see the growth of it.
Yeah.
Like other shows I've gone into, like, Friday Night Lights or like Bones or they're all established and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like just a completely different experience. But watching like this story grow and how it developed, like it brought back like those feelings of being a producer and seeing all like the background
Wow.
stuff and then like really like watching the whole thing come together. And then for 10 years later, for us to be inducted into the Academy, the museum, is just incredible. Like
That's
what
amazing.
a process, what
Yeah.
a progression. It's like continuing to grow. Like it's not even done yet, which
Right.
is incredible. Yeah.
I love it. I love that. So there's also, the glamour, right? The work that you put in for us as fans that watch, and we really watch you grow. Like you said, we watch your characters through shows, TV, movie, whatever it is. But as fans, that fanatic side, like we see the media and all of that. But there's a real reality too, because Asha is still she's a person. She has a family to
Yeah.
take care of.
Yeah.
There's some lows that come with that, right? And I'm just curious for you, like, with the good time comes bad, but how do you balance, those times and staying grounded and staying focused on, opportunities and work? Like, how do you do that, or how do you find the strength to do that in your day?
That's a great question, one that I'm glad that you asked because we do tend to just focus on like the cool and all the amazing, great big things that happen, and we
Mm-hmm.
don't really talk about like those low times when you're just waiting or hoping for an experience and not knowing if you're going to get it, and all the auditions that I do constantly, a couple days a week. I'm like focusing on a character and trying to develop and trying to sell myself. Like it's really quite difficult. But what keeps me grounded is absolutely my friends and family. I try to remind myself that even though it's a downtime, like I'm not working right now, like enjoy it, because when I am working, it's hectic. I've missed graduations, I've missed birthdays, I've missed so many things because I've been working. So when I actually have that downtime, I'm like, make sure you appreciate it and not just spend it worrying like, oh, am I ever going to work? Instead of like, oh my gosh, I have this time to be with my son, watch him play baseball, go to the park with him, watch TV with him, and cook and that type of stuff. It's like it's all absolutely grounded in appreciation and gratitude for even the smallest moments. Like you have to really focus on that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm healthy, I'm here, I live in this place, I have a roof over my head. Just be happy with the little things that keep us going. So I definitely it's grounded in gratitude for sure.
I love that. And I think it's important. I mean, I like to ask that because, like I said, so many times we get caught up in today's social media, the lights that we see, like I said, as fans, and we glamorize, folks such as yourself who we see. Sometimes, not to say that's not Asha, but this is created sometimes. This content is created to drive an image, but you are a human being outside of that, and you have an everyday life. So I'm glad that you were able to share that. And I think it's important that people hear that and understand that we're all going through different things. So thank you for taking a moment to share that. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick pause for the calls. We want to take a quick commercial break. I want to say thank you to our sponsors who have continued to support Two Mics Up and all the content that we bring to you. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this short break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're fresh out the break. You see the magnificent and the beautiful smile of today's guest that's joining me, the the great actress, producer Aasha Davis, straight from the DMV area, Alexandria, Virginia. This is how we doing it on Two Mics Up. So look, Aasha, we was getting into it, and I love your energy and your humbleness. And you mentioned something prior to ending our first segment about developing characters. And I wanted to touch on because you've had a couple of dope characters, like for real. Like one that really stands out. Look, Waverly Grady on Friday Night Lights. Yeah, right, right, dope, crazy. And then we had Chelsea Lewis. That was the other character. But those two stand out for me. But when you look back, or not even looking back, even now, going into other productions and things like that, when you're developing your character, like what do you really, what bag do you reach into, if you will, to really start formulating these characters that you do so well in bringing to life on screen?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, all of the information definitely comes from the script. I definitely work at reading all about my character. I read about what other people say about her, because that's like who she is. It's not just who she thinks she is, but what other people think about her. So I definitely want to like if they say like, oh, she's quirky. Oh, she's just so quirky. Like that's like your character might not think that they're quirky, but if people see her that way, then you know what I mean. That's how I want to give her that quirky energy.
Right.
So I definitely I was also taught that, you know, just to really think about like her backstory, like where did
Mm.
she come from? What would she carry in her purse? You
Mm.
know, who were, what were her parents like? You know, things
Wow.
like that. Anything that's going to give you more detail and give you, you know, give her more body, more life,
Mm.
more, you know, anything that's going to add and make her a real original person. Um, I really, I love, I'm a people person. Like I love
Mhm.
people. I find them fascinating. I really love sociology. I love to think about like
Mm.
why people do things, why people react the way they are. I love like, you know, horoscopes. I think are so interesting. So anything that like gives me details about what a person is, even like we were talking about being the baby of the family, like that
Mhm.
makes us who we are because
True.
we were the babies. So
True.
therefore, we're used to people taking care of us. We're not the lead. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
anything like that can add to a character. Any
Mm.
kind of those type of, you know, details. So I've always, and when I started acting, my you know, my teacher at the time was saying like, if you don't love like diving into character and like really like thinking about what, you know, what a story is or who a person is, then acting probably isn't for you, because it's not
Mm.
just about like putting on nice clothes and, you know, makeup. It's there's a lot of work behind the scenes before you hit that set. Like when I get a script, I, you know, I'm going down the details of it, everything that they say, because someone could say like, oh, I love oranges, but there's like something much more behind what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like they're
Mhm.
saying I love oranges because they're saying they want to hint to their person that they want to go on a trip, or they want to like, you know, develop something with them because they know they like orange. You know, there's just so much more beyond the lines. So you have to
Mm.
really get grounded and really get attached to like why the person's saying what they're saying. There's a lot of like fun little details about being an actor that that people don't really focus on as much as they focus on the celebrity and the just showing up on the carpet. Like there's a lot of work behind it, you know.
And see, that's the part. Like, I love that part because, like, just the details that you went into. Like, these are things like someone standing on the outside. I would never imagine. Um, these are like the finer things that, like you said, I think for me, listening, it gives the character fabric. It's the fabric
Mm-hmm.
that you see that's being brought out. And like you said, there are sometimes you watch certain shows, you follow certain shows that have longevity, that they tie these little points. Like you said, it could be an orange or something, but
Yeah,
later on a season, like they tied these points together. And again, you don't really think about that. You might think of it in the writing, but we're
yeah.
saying it, yeah, but you're the one actually bringing that to full fruition for us to see. So that was, man, my imagination is already going just thinking about that, but I've never thought before. That's great. Thank you for sharing
Of
that.
course.
Um, you know, there's also another part that I think for anyone that's watching this, I like to really, I hope they're using this platform that when people see these shows or listen to these shows, that they can get something, right? Whether it be for an educational purpose, empowerment, something impactful. And you are one of those people that, we can talk about hindsight, right? You've kind of gone through an arc and you're still going through an arc. But like where you are now, Asha, like if you could, in hindsight, say or tell yourself or share with someone watching or listening something that you might do differently now that you didn't know maybe when you first started your career or started your journey.
Ooh, oh man, it's like this might not be the best answer, right? But
Right?
I do not live in regret. I can't.
Oh.
Like I remember, even my dad taught me this. Like, are
Mm.
you happy with who you are? Are you happy with the
Mm.
way that your career went? And I am ecstatic with the way my career has gone. I feel like I've been lucky. I've worked hard. I've, you know, I've just like had all these opportunities to do comedy, drama. Like there's nothing I wouldn't change. I really enjoyed every bit of it, and every even the times that were like harder, and the hard part is not working. Like that's
Right.
the crazy thing about acting is
Right.
like most people are like, oh, I don't want to go to work today. Like I would never have that feeling. Like every time I've worked, I've been like, thank you, God, I'm in my trailer. I'm like, thank you, God, so much that I'm here. Thank you that I get to do this. Like I've worked so hard, and I thank you for, you know, recognizing that and putting me in this place. And so I have nothing I would change. I wouldn't do anything differently because it all led me to like where I am right now. And I'm extremely happy with the way my career's gone. So,
And there's
you know,
nothing wrong with that. There's totally nothing wrong with that. I think that is just a great way to be grateful, right? I mean, and that's just being grateful and being humble, in all of the things that you've been able to achieve. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I too sometimes, not sometimes, many times, there are a few things I regret through my working career and in life, but I'm thankful to be here. There was a time when I almost lost my life, so to be here and to enjoy these things, it is a blessing. So I would agree with you. But this has been an amazing conversation. I swear to you, sometimes 30 minutes is not enough. But you know, Asha, you are an amazing person, an amazing human being, an amazing talent. But I have to ask before we close: is there anything coming up that we can expect to see Asha in, Asha produce? Like, is there anything that you can share or talk about before we close out?
oh man, you know, unfortunately, everything is just kind of shut down because of our writer's strike, and we're like, you know, we're like working towards getting fair pay and stuff like that. So there's not like a whole bunch like right now happening, but I definitely have had things recently, like the show, The Long Shadow movie that I did that's on Showtime right now. I would love for people to check out. It's my first starring role in a movie, and I worked extremely hard under like, you know, pretty tough circumstances. It wasn't like a glamorous Hollywood movie. It was very independent, but I loved every second of it. I would love for people to check that out. And then, yeah, I'm working towards like, I want to like spread the love. I want to produce. I want to like create my own stories. So I'm definitely working on all of that. But yeah, just follow me. Keep in touch with me. Aasha Davis on all platforms. I got the AA in the front and the 1A in the back. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what comes next. But until then, yeah, just keep in touch.
Well, we at Two Mics Up will definitely stay in touch. We're going to go ahead and make sure we share all your social media. We're throwing it out there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add the Showtime show. We're going to put all of that in the notes. I want to make sure everybody goes out and follows this amazing sister, this amazing person, this amazing actress and producer. Go out and support. Do what we do. Share the love. Asha, thank you so much for an amazing time and an amazing conversation with you today here on Two Mics Up. And you're always welcome back. Anytime you want to come back, you know, you got anything going on, please come on back. You're part of the family now. We would love to continue to have you come back and just holler at us and share what you have going on. Okay.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure speaking with you. You're lovely. And yeah, I'm excited to see where your journey goes as well. Like keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Really appreciate it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Aasha Davis. Get all the information in the notes. Go out and support her. Support the work that she's doing. Check out, man. She's fun. Energy. Check out. I really enjoy Aasha. So we're going to close up today, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we do. I'm your man, damednydc. Two Mics Up. You can follow me across social media, IG, Facebook, Twitter, at damednydc. You can continue to watch Two Mics Up Monday nights, season 5 on the Mogul TV Global Network, #1 network in positive programming. Go check it out. We're going to have Aasha Mondays. Stay tuned for when she's going to air. And like we always do at this time, ladies and gentlemen, may you all stay safe, stay blessed. Mics out. 007.